Hi everyone, it's Peggy Merwin with Stamp with Peggy. Today is Monday, July 31st. It is the last day of July. It is the last day of bonus days. So today is the final day for placing your $50 order and getting your $5 coupon code. And I know some of you have a few of them, so we'll have some fun orders in August. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Mary Beth. Thank you all for joining. Hi, Roseanne. As you can see, I got a little sun this weekend. Tony and I went camping, had great weather with the exception of Friday night. We were awakened at 10:30 Friday night. Yes, I was in bed sleeping at 10:30 to a tornado warning. Tony's phone was screaming and trying to find his phone and find his glasses, and I looked on mine and it's like, oh good, we're in the middle of a tornado warning for about a half an hour. So we kind of watched a little bit and then just curled up and went back to sleep again, and all was good. The sun came out Saturday morning and we had a beautiful weekend. I read 2 books. I did absolutely no stamping for 3 days. Well, 2 3/4 days. Hi, Sandy. Thanks for joining. I think I saw Annie on here. All right. Let me get this up so that I can watch for comments. All right. There I am. All right. Goober hair and all. Okay. So again, today is the last day of July. Tomorrow is August 1st. Can you believe it? Tomorrow is the first day of the kits sale. And I don't know details other than up to 30% off on kits. So I thought it was a good time to talk about kits. I shared one with you last week, making the envelope scrapbook, and almost any of these kits would work great for that. It could be a lot of fun. But today I decided to show you some different cards. So let's go ahead and flip it down. Ouch. I have a little webinar Wednesday night on a software to switch screens or to have me in the corner. I don't know that I want you watching me in the corner, but it could be kind of fun. Okay, we have a brand new host code for August, JBH9NXHZ. Now there's some fun letters there, so Linda Vanderspool, I can't wait to see what your memory technique is this time. All right. How are we in the screen? Not too bad. Okay, so kit sale goes from August 1st, tomorrow, until August 31st. It includes, sale only applies to the kit collection. Does not include the paper pumpkin kits. There's no limit. The kits will be up to 30% off, and they'll be on the website. So I'll look in the morning to see if I can find the gathering of the kits in some format that I can look at. But if you go to stampinup.com and you type kits in the search line, it will pull up everything that's there and it'll give you the sale price. Okay. Reminder, and I just saw a couple of you share. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And drawings from last week, because I forgot to pull last week. I was running so late. So champagne rhinestones and Sharon Levodnik. I'll be popping those in the mail to you, and another set of the rhinestones. And Jan Kolner, I'll be sending those out to you. Now this week, and I haven't pulled yet, is going to be an assortment of designer papers. Okay, I don't know yet how many I will pull. I believe some will be from the Delightfully Eclectic designer paper. Okay, and the winners are Shar Miller and Pam Hoft. And Pam, I apologize because I think I'm missing a letter in there. So Shar, I believe I have your address. Pam, I will need your address to be able to pop it in the mail to you. Okay? All right. So if you missed last week, this is the little scrapbook. We used the Boho Beach kit, which is not available yet. I showed you all of this, teased you with it, and then found out that it was not available. I looked this morning and it wasn't, but who knows, maybe tomorrow it will reappear. But this is what it was, using envelopes, and then we had little pullouts so you can put all your summer fun scrapbook pages and things in there. This month's paper pumpkin kit is phenomenal to make one of these. I haven't done it yet, but I will be. Okay, a couple of the other kits. This is a really fun one. Saying Thanks kit. There is absolutely no stamping to it. I think the kit is like $13. You get 3, okay, it shows, and I didn't open. You know what? Let's just open it up real fast. So look at how pretty. I love the little embellishments in this one. 3, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It looks like it makes 3 each. Yeah, 3 each of 3 cards. Okay, so you get 9 cards. Again, there's no stamping. These die cuts are already pre-printed. So it's a fast, quick, and easy way to say thank you very much. Don't want thank you? Use your own stamps and add different words to the fun bases. Okay, then, and I didn't pull all of, I just pulled a few of what I have. Hi, Marianne. Okay, here's another one. I've not opened it. You get a stamp set, and look at that. There's some more thank yous, wishing you a magical birthday, and I love you so much just because you're so special to me. This one comes with a gray granite stamp pad. All of the kits come with a clear black. Oh, sorry. Okay. This one's got some fun embellishments. It's got some die cuts. Look at the pretty colors. And then if we turn it over, this one also makes 9 cards. Okay, you get 3 of this one. Love the colors. 3 of this one and 3 of this one. Remember, I love to use the envelopes to make designer paper. So change it out, put in your basic white envelopes, and then you've got some more designer paper. You can make a whole bunch more projects out of those kits. Okay, but tonight we are using the Forever Friends kit. Okay, I'm trying to make sure. There, okay. This one makes 4 of each of these. So it's 2 different designs and it makes 4 of each of them. Excuse me. Here is the block. It's a small, thin block, but it works great on all of them. And then each time you buy a kit, you get another one. So then you start building your stash of clear blocks. This one has Night of Navy Stampin' Spot. And I have most of the stamps off, but here is the stamp set. Sending lots of hugs, Forever Friends. Nobody gets me like you get me. You can do hard things. I'm always here for you no matter what. Okay, so great variety. A really cute little flower and some outlines of leaves. It comes with some twine, Calypso Coral, Baker's Twine. I'm just trying to make sure I have enough space here. Okay, and then we'll pull one of each. It's got this card base, and it's got this pretty little yellow card base. Saying Thanks kit is gorgeous. I agree, Shar. Okay, so those are, oh, you know what? And I didn't pull envelopes. Hang on just a second. Okay. And then all of the envelopes in this kit are this. So you've got something you can use there, or it's perfect just as an envelope. Okay, so again, Stampin' Up's done the work. They've designed the projects for you. Fabulous for beginner stampers, or if you want projects to take on the road with you and you don't want a lot of supplies, okay, you're going to get your clear blocks and your ink pad, Stampin' Spot. Yes, Cheryl, they have added some new, there's some really cool kits. Okay, besides those bases, I forgot to do this. Look at how pretty that one is. It's all pre-stamped. So you're going to use, you can use it just like this, but you can also use the stamp outlines and outline each of those flowers. And then there's this one, which again, the outlines work to outline all of those. So that's what goes on this one. This one's what goes on this one. Then you also have some tags, okay, bunch of tags. And then this time they gave us a whole bunch of foam adhesive strips. Instead of dimensionals, they have these. You can cut them into chunks of any size you want, or you can use dimensionals and save these for another project. Okay, so they give you all of the directions on what to do in here, okay? But we're going to do something different with it today. That's what I love with the kits. And some people say, oh, but I've been stamping forever. I don't want to do it the way they do it. So let's do something different. Okay, we're going to start with the base. Now I got to get my cheater one out, and I'm not going to show it to you ahead of time. I added some cardstock. I added a package of embellishments. Okay, and then I used some Stampin' Blends. I tried to keep it to a minimum so that if you're a new stamper, you don't have to have a whole bunch of stuff to do alternate cards. Okay, so I'm taking a card base, but I am going to change it. I'm going to cut it in half on the score line, so that's at 4 1/4. Okay, and then we're going to use these pieces as designer paper. So the first thing I'm going to do is, okay, we're going to cut this, the diagonal, we're going to cut it at 2 3/4. So we have a piece that's 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. We're going to turn it and we're going to cut it at 1 inch. So now we have two pieces, one that's 1 by 2 3/4 and one that is 2 3/4 by 3 1/4. Okay, this you can save for another card. Now we're going to take the plain backing of that card and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut it at 2 3/4 and then we're going to turn it and we're going to cut it at, and I'm going to do it this way. We're going to cut it at 1 inch. Oh, you know what? Okay, we're good. And then we're going to cut this one at 1 3/4. Okay, so we have 1 3/4 by 2 3/4. The rest of this, save for later. Now this one that I cut at 1 inch, we're actually going to cut it down to 2 1/4. Okay, so again, I have the plain green base, which is 1 by 2 1/4 and 1 3/4 by 2 3/4. And then I have, and this is all out of the same base, I have one that is 2 3/4 by 3 1/4 and one that is 1 by 2 3/4. And I know, lots of numbers. Okay. Then I took Old Olive, oops, and did a card base, 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. Okay, so fold it in half, crease it really well. And then I took two pieces of basic white that are 4 inches by 5 1/4. One goes on the front and the other goes on the inside. Okay, now we're going to use this as designer paper that is going to go like that. Whoops. Okay. Before we glue it down, we're going to take this bottom green one. I also added a Memento stamp pad. Okay. So I didn't want this one to be Night of Navy. All right. And then I'm taking the stamp that is Sending Lots of Hugs with the Memento, because every stamper should have a Memento pad. Okay. And then we're just going to stamp it at the bottom of this plain green one. We hold it there for a minute so that it can absorb the ink. Okay, and then we can go ahead and assemble. Let's pull this one over here. Okay, and we're just going to give it a small border because everybody knows Peggy likes small little borders. Okay. And then we're going to put this one up here. Again, we're lining the edge here, giving it about the same border here. And then this one's going to go down here. and then the solid green one is going up there. So again, remember, this is just one of the green card bases, and then I added Old Olive cardstock for my card base. Okay, then this can go on the card base. And we can go ahead and glue this one inside. Get rid of some pieces of paper. Okay, now we're going to take this piece that was in our kit, okay, and then we're going to take our Memento ink and we're going to pull in the stamps. We're going to start with the outline of the flowers. We're going to ink it with Memento. Now you could leave it like this, okay, so get a good look at it plain, and then we're going to line these two here and we're going to stamp it. Okay, look at how different it looks. I love with the outline. Okay, now we're going to do it again. And so again, we're looking at the two pointed ones. So we're going to turn our stamp and we're going to stamp it. Then we're going to bring in the leaves outline and we're going to do the same thing. Hi, Donna. Thanks for joining. You guys like that as like a one-sheet wonder, huh? Cutting that paper up. All right. Oops, I'm not done yet. Silly. Okay, so we outlined the leaves. Now we have this little chicken feet stamp. That's to outline the yellow flowers. And the cool thing is, you don't have to be right on top of it. Coming from an angle by the camera is a little tough, but look at how easy that is. Okay, now the part you all love so much. We're going to fussy cut. And again, because of the way, the type of stamp that it is, or the way it's pre-printed, you don't have to be exact. You can just cut around. Okay, we're going to go around this yellow one. We're going to come right in here. If you have grandchildren who love to craft, these kits are fabulous for that. I think this one that we're playing with is $21. Okay, that's for the stamp, the little stamp set, the block, the ink spot, all of the card pieces, and envelopes, plus the embellishment. You know, it's like fabulous. And then again, you can make it just like it is and play with the pieces that are in there to make alternates. Or those of us who have a little stash and like a little bit more can pull out of your stash some of your punches. Sandy says no fussy cutting, but it's easy and you can talk while you're doing it. You can feed the kids while you're doing it. But yeah, they're great for kids. They're great for beginners. They're great for anybody just to have on hand when you need a little something to do. Okay. All right. And I do cut this one out. I'm not going to do it now on camera, but I'll show you what I do with that one. Okay, we're going to pull this back in. I used a piece of basic white and the 2 3/8 inch circle punch. And we're going to put that right here. And we're going to pop it up on dimensionals. But before we do that, I did cut the leaves off. And then I did cut this set of leaves also. Okay, so very fast. Oops, I just lost my picture. There we go. Sorry. All right. Quick get around here. So what did everybody else do this weekend? I talked about mine, but I didn't ask what everybody else did. Did anybody else have storms? Okay, so we are going to put some seal on our leaves. All right, Linda, I got my little silicone mat in here. Okay, and we're going to put this one up on dimensionals. And we're going to kind of like about there. So then I want one set of leaves about right there. And then, and Beth Merkel, where are you at again? I can't remember for sure. Ohio, I think, maybe? And Roseanne spent time with the granddaughters, of course. Okay, and then we're going to put some dimensionals. And we're going to cut another chunk. And we're going to add that in there. Okay, yes, in Ohio. So you got some of the stuff that we had around here too, I guess. Okay, and then we're just going to add that. And then we're going to put some dimensionals on the back of our circle, of course. And ooh, Cheesecake Factory for your birthday. That sounds fun. I haven't been there in years. All right. Look at how cool that is. Now, let's pull in the ombre matte decorative dots. Okay. And we're going to use some of the old olive-ish or the greenish ones. And the cool thing here is ombre, so you have all different colors you can pull from. You can grab some lighter ones. Oop. And that one I flipped right upside down on my pick tool. Okay, let's see if it'll stick now. Yep, we're good. Is this going to August card sketch? I don't know. That's a good idea. That just might be. Then I know I already have that going, huh? So you do still have tonight to get in on the July card sketch, okay? I haven't even looked to see how many participants we have this month, but this could be a fun one to do for next month. Okay, now on the inside, and I got to find my sample, I cut out that other flower, and then I just put that inside so that the inside of it is decorated also. Okay, so for right now, I'm just going to put it in there so that I don't forget. And then we have the pretty envelope that has a pretty border on it when you address it. And then it's all gorgeous there. Okay, so there's our first one. So that's using the green. Okay, then, oh, let's do it this way. Don't need that way. Okay. So then I took the yellow one, okay, and I'll be honest, which way did I do this one? Okay, I didn't really care for the way they did theirs with this. I thought that was a little busy. That's just me. So I decided to take crushed curry, which kind of pulls the bright yellows out of here, and make a card base out of that. So 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Okay, turning it this way. And then I have a piece of basic white that's 4 by 5 1/4. And then I brought my paper trimmer in on this base, and we're going to cut this one down to 3 7/8 on the polka dot by 5 1/8. Okay, and then we're going to take the kind of more just light yellow, and we're going to put that one at 4 inches by 5 1/4. Now, if you want to hang on to those, you can always decorate the insides with it. Okay, so this one is going to go on here. So it's just kind of a soft look. This other one is the inside. So you could do it this way, but I decided I wanted it the white side. So I didn't have to pull another piece of my own paper. I used what I already had. Okay, so let's go ahead and adhere this down. Okay, so remember, we've used one of each card base from the kit. This time, we're not going to use one of the pre-printed pieces for the card front. We are going to use the stamps. Okay, So we're going to put that on there. And then I have a piece of basic white that is 3.5 by 1 7/8. And we are going to pull in again the Sending Lots of Hugs with Memento. And we're going to stamp that on the bottom right corner of our basic white. Okay. And then we can adhere that to a 2 by 3 5/8 of crushed curry. So we have just a tiny border. Okay, we're going to adhere that to our card front with dimensionals, if I can find where I set them, because, you know, I put them right there in that safe place. Okay, how are you liking it so far? Oh, that sounds like fun. Do your granddaughters, how old are your youngest daughter and her 2 children? How old are her children? And do they like to stamp with you? Okay, so we've got that. Now I've got just a scrap piece of basic white that's big enough to stamp 2 of the flowers and 3 sets of leaves. Okay, and then I pulled in Daffodil Delight and Old Olive Stampin' Blends and colored the flowers. And again, Sandy, I love you. We fussy cut them out. And then I attached those onto the card base. So we used just the card base itself, and I added one on the inside. Okay. So there's both of the card bases. Now we still have one of these left that we haven't used. Okay. So then I used thick basic white and 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. All right. Now, when I pulled this one, I'm like, okay, we already did yellow. I like the Calypso Coral. Okay. So I decided, and some of this is Night of Navy, and that's what our ink is. So I have a layer of Night of Navy, 4 by 5 1/4, and then a layer of Calypso Coral that is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And then I have the piece from the kit that's 3 3/4 by 5. Now, before we start adhering, we're going to stamp on here. Now, this time I used the Night of Navy. I didn't open the spot. I pulled my brand new, or not my brand new, but my big pad out just because I have it and it's easier for me to do it that way. But the spots work great. Okay, so now again, we're looking for the double and the double. So then we can look at how it makes that just pop. Okay. And then this. And then, all right, where's my doubles? Right there. Nope. All right, Peggy, come on. Okay, I think we're right here. Look at how fun that is. Okay, and this one I think is, yeah, it'll work like that. And then like that. And I want every one of those little yellow pieces to be stamped. Okay, and then like that. All right, look at how different that looks. I love it. Now this I thought was a little different, but it still works great, is the Night of Navy over the Old Olive. It's dark enough that it can look like black, so it still works great. And we're here. Let's see, we got to go here and here and here and down here. Exactly. It just kind of makes it pop and makes it all stand out just enough. Okay, now remember, we have the little crow's feet one yet too. So we're going to do all of these calypso corals. All right, we got to do a lot of turning here. So it's kind of a lot, but look how fast it goes. Oh, Ruth, you are so funny. I'm a genius. I love you. Okay, and then we're going to go down here. I just know that I have had many of you tell me you don't really like our kits. You don't like what Stampin' Up! Does with them. And just remember, there are so many different things that you can do with these kits. It's an inexpensive packet of supplies. Do whatever you want with them. Again, you know, kind of their original intention was for beginners, but they're fabulous for everyone. Okay, now we're going to use some of the baker's twine. I adhered the stamped one to the Calypso coral, and then I kind of look at where these flowers are, because some of them are upside down. They're turned all which direction, okay? And I want this to be my kind of bottom. This is the one I'm focusing on. I'm going to go across the center here, and maybe, nope, this is the one I want. Okay, so then I'm just going to take the twine and wrap it around. Exactly. Cheryl, you are the queen of getting a lot out of the kits. Cutting the pieces apart and then using regular cardstock on the bases and things is a fabulous way to be able to do that. All right, and so we're coming around here. We're just going to tie it into a knot and then into a bow. Okay, right now I don't really care where it is because I can scoot it around. I can slide it up. Okay, and so we play with that. We're kind of separating this just a little bit. Hi, Sheila. Thanks for joining. All right, so then we're going to scoot this up kind of in the middle, just a little below the middle maybe. And again, like I said, I'm going to separate that a little bit. Okay, let's trim these. And then we can go ahead and adhere this to the Night of Navy, and then the Night of Navy to our card base. And we have that. Now remember, we have these little tags that are in the kit. Okay, so we're going to take that, and this time we're going to use the Forever Friends. That works great for birthdays, just letting somebody know you care. Whoops. Okay. All right, let's close this up. And then I took a piece of Night of Navy that is 7/8 of an inch, and I just cut whatever length I had. Adhere this to this, and then you're just going to trim the ends. And you're going to, and if you really don't like the curves, cut the white one at an angle, flat angle first. And then you don't have to worry about the curve. But I think that's kind of fun. It adds a little bit to it. Okay. And then, oops, right side up, we are going to take some dimensional pieces. And we're going to put there and there. And then there and there, so that it's on each side of our ribbon. or a twine. All right, make sure we got our words going the right way. And then we're just going to attach that. Oh, and on this one, I did add some more of those little dots. Okay, and then we're going to pull the dots in again, and I just sent one flinging over here. Okay, and I used the Night of Navy, or the blue ones, kind of dark ones I used on this one. Well, let's get it over there a little bit. And then another one here. That one popped off. Okay, and so out of 2 card bases and 2 pre-printed pieces, I'm trying to make enough room here, we have 3 completely different cards from what Stampin' Up! Designed. How cool is that? And we still have 3 of each card base and 3 of each of these pieces left to make more cards like they did, or more of these, or do some playing. Take the yellow ones, cut it apart and make one of these. Add some of your own yellow flowers in the center. Take this and put it with some green. You could do the Calypso Coral and the Old Olive that way too. So assorted cardstocks by color family give you a nice assortment to be able to start with. Basic white, kind of your starter kit if you've never stamped before. Basic white cardstock, Memento ink, and a couple of assorted cardstock packs, color families, and then go to town on one of these kits, okay? So, reminder, the kits are on sale starting tomorrow. They are, like everything else, while supplies last. So some of them, there might be lots left. Some of them, there might only be a few. Forever Friends, Annie, is what this one is. Okay, the other ones that I showed you, and there are lots of others. Saying Thanks is this one with all the pretty colors. And, all right, what was this other one? Of course, I can't get it out of the box because I'm trying to. The Colorful Kaleidoscope is the other one that I showed you tonight. Okay, so everybody have a fabulous week. Enjoy the last couple hours of July as we move into August. And I will see you next Monday night, August 7th. Everybody have a great week. Bye-bye.